Hi, I'm Pastor Sami, and I'm so glad you've joined me for another Treasure Tuesday. Now, even though I live in Spain, it's time for school to start, just like it is where you live. And if where you live is anything like here, people are so excited, but also so nervous about what this school year is going to look like. Just like where you live, there are people here who are going to be going to school every day of the week in person, and maybe the only big difference is that they'll be wearing a mask. And then there are others who are going to be home, learning from their mom or their dad, or maybe in a learning pod. And there are a dozen different iterations of that, different ways that people are doing school this year in between those two extremes. All of that unknown and all of that newness and the fear of getting sick and what is it going to be like and what are we going to miss out on, that can really overwhelm our hearts and our minds when we're getting ready for something we just don't know how it's going to be. So I wanted to show you something today, a little a meditation tool, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. Now, before I start the sensory jar, I want you to think about what is worrying you right now. What is causing you stress? What weighs on your mind and in your heart? What are you worried you might have to miss out on this year? Are you worried that you might get sick? Now I want you to watch what happens when I stir up this jar and listen to the words, the comforting words of Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, always ready to help in times of trouble. So we will not fear, even if earthquakes come and mountains crumble into the sea. Let the oceans roar and foam. Let the mountains tremble as the waters surge. A river brings joy to the city of our God, to the sacred home of the Most High. God himself lives in that city. It cannot be destroyed. God will protect it at the break of day. The nations are in an uproar, the kingdoms crumble. God thunders, and the earth melts. The Lord Almighty is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. Come, see the glorious works of the Lord, how he brings destruction upon the world and causes wars to end throughout the earth. He breaks the bow and snaps the spear in two. He burns the shields with fire. Be silent and know that I am God. I will be honored by every nation. I will be honored throughout the world. The Lord Almighty is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. We know that God is powerful even over storms. And if God can calm the storms on the sea with the disciples, and God can calm the storm in your heart and in your mind too. God is with you no matter what. God will always listen to your prayers. That's a promise. I hope that you enjoyed that hurricane sensory jar. If you'd like to make it at home, I'm going to show you how to do that now. It's very simple. I have everything that you need in my bag of treasures. First, you need some dish soap. Second, you need a jar with some water in it. It took me a little trial and error to find the right jar, but this one worked great for me. It's pasta sauce jar, but it's from Spain, so I don't think you'll be able to find it at home, but there are lots of different jars that'll work. So you take your jar that's filled with water up to about an inch from the top, pour in some soap. You can also use some vinegar. It helps to cut down on the bubbles if you want to do this over and over again. I like to make sure that the lid is on nice and tight, and then flip it upside down. The lid gives you a good handle. Here it goes. Well, that's it for Treasure Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I hope that you'll follow us at Faith Finders Fun on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that you'll join me again next week. But until then, you can join Pastor Betsy tomorrow for Creative Wednesday.